Welcome to this week's G.I. Joe toy review. And first off, happy All Saints Day. I hope everybody enjoyed their Halloween yesterday and enjoyed viewing the Nemesis Immortal figure. But this week is starting our end of the year, all G.I. Joe, all the time, every week video. And we're starting off with rock and roll. And let's start off with our usual shout outs. First off, Back to the Media, which is located at 41 South Loudon Street in Winchester, Virginia. You can find them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Back to the Media. You can email them at backtothemedia@gmail.com. Their website is www.backtothemedia.com. Go ahead and check them out. And while you're there, in the neighborhood, go a couple steps down in the Walking Mall to the other side of the splash pad and see Time Travelers Toys and Collectibles right there on South Loudon Street. There you can find them on Facebook, and their email address is timetravelertoys@gmail.com. So let's take a look at rock and roll. And
look at this shit.
This is rock and roll's file card. It says Machine Gunner, codename Staff Sergeant Rock and Roll, file name McConnell Craig S. Primary military specialty is infantry. Secondary military specialty is PT instructor. Birthplace Malibu, California, and his grade is E5. A Staff Sergeant. Staff Sergeant Rock and Roll was a surfer in Malibu prior to enlistment. He was also a weightlifter and played bass guitar in local rock bands. Is familiar with all NATO and Warsaw Pact light and heavy machine guns. Graded advanced infantry training, top of class. Specialized education, covert op school. Staff Sergeant Rock and Roll is cunning but naive, forceful but shy, possesses a strong sense of loyalty to his teammates, and is sincerely concerned about their well-being. A man of honor and integrity who can be counted on to hold the line. So let's take a look at his accessories. First of all, his G.I. Joe figure stand with upraised G.I. Joe logo, 2-foot pegs, which I'm confused because most of the G.I. Joe good guys get the 2-foot pegs, where Cobra gets 1, but that's beside the point. Codename Staff Sergeant Rock and Roll. He also comes with a knife, but the original is a green knife, but I don't like it, so I'm actually going to show off Snake Eyes' knife because it's basically the same thing. But Rock and Roll's is actually all green, but I like this design better. He also comes with his removable Army helmet, kind of like Duke, but in a darker green. And he also comes with his machine gun, which the Army belt, or the ammo belt, and the bipod is removable. For a nice long extended machine gun. So let's take a look at Rock and Roll, which is actually pretty cool. He's unique because he's got the double Army belt, or ammo belts, front and back, which is actually pretty sweet because it gives him extra ammo besides the ammo belt. And he's got his belt with the old school Hasbro logo on the belt buckle, silver belt buckle. And he's wearing green all the way down with like a greenish brown sleeve for the knife. And his brown combat boots. Sorry about that nose itch. But let's take a look at his articulation, which is pretty standard for every modern era G.I. Joe figure. His head can rotate the full 360. And he's also got a great range of like up and down and side to side motions. His arm can lift to about there. Rotate all the way around. He can also bend at the elbow so far. Rotate at the elbow. Swivel at the wrist, where his whole wrist and upper forearm can move. Or lower forearm, however you want to look at it. He has the ab crunch feature, which is somewhat slender block because of the yellow belts, but that's cool. Typical T-hook at the legs, where he can stretch out to about there. He can raise his leg about 90 degrees. Sorry, ACC 788, but I had to use your line. Double knee joint. His ankle can pivot, as well as swivel. And that's basically the articulation. Let's look at Rock and Roll geared up. And here's Rock and Roll geared up, ready to go. You know, he made his first comic book appearance in issue number 1 of the G.I. Joe Marvel comic run, as well as episode number 1 of the Mass Device 5-part miniseries in part 1 from the Sunbow animated collection. My thoughts on Rock and Roll is one of the most unique and favorite of the original G.I. Joe Green 13. One of my favorites. Stalker was another one. You can check out vintage versions of this figure on ACC 788, as well as Forum BX257. Each does vintage versions of Rock and Roll, version 1. And you can also catch them on other videos like Sanitarian Productions, Dealer Destro, and quite a few others. Tune in next week as we look at G.I. Joe's flamethrower in Blowtorch. So tune in next week as we continue our G.I. Joe theme area. And tune in next week and have a good week and have a good weekend. And always remember, now you know, and knowing is half the battle.